Example number 45, solve the following simultaneous equations. Solve the following simultaneous equations. So you start with the first one, meaning for you to solve this simultaneous equation, you form two equations which are in terms of x and y. You get rid of them in powers and here you get rid of the log, isn't it? So if we start with the first equation there, you'll be given log y to base 2 is equals to log x to base 2 plus 4. So for you to get rid of log to base 2, you must have the same base all through, isn't it? So this is log to base 2, this is log to base 2, meaning you introduce log 2 to base 2, because a log of a number to the same base is always 1, meaning it is just like 4 times 1, isn't it? Are we together? So we now have base 2, base 2, base 2. Is that okay? You now join either side of the equation, isn't it? So this side of the equation, we have log y to base 2. Then this side, if you factorize out log to base 2, we have x. Addition changes to, you know you are doing that this 4, the coefficient is the power, isn't it? Are we together? So it means this 4 becomes the power. So you have 2 raised to power 4, isn't it? And 2 raised to power 4 is 16. So you have x times 16. So here, this is now 16, isn't it? So when you remove the log outside, addition changes to multiplication, isn't it? Meaning we are going to have x times 16, which is 16. Are we together? There are some steps which you can omit in the workings, isn't it? So from here you have log y to base 2 is equals to log 16x to base 2. Meaning it is like you introduce log 2 on both sides of the equation. So you now ignore the log on either side of the equation. You must have one term, is when you are able to ignore. You don't ignore if you have more than one term, you cannot. Are we together? So what do we have there? We now have here, we remain with y is equals to 16x. So the first equation, we found y is equals to 16x. So you make that one is your equation 1. Equation 2, you go to the second one. Are we together? Are we together? Yes. So the second one you have 8 raised to power y is equals to 4 raised to power 2 plus 3. So 2 plus 3x, you can make it is one thing, isn't it? So what do you see here? 4, both a4 and 8 can be factorized to have base 2, isn't it? You see a way whereby you are able to get it very fast without straining, isn't it? Remember 8 is the same as, so you substitute, all of them are having base 2, meaning 8 is the same as 2 raised to power 3, isn't it? And 4 is the same as 2 raised to power 2. So loss of indices, a power inside times a power outside, isn't it? So it means this side, we have 2, 3 times y is 3y is equals to, here we have 2 times this, what do you get? That is 2 times 2x plus 3. 2 times 2x is 4. Then 2 times 3 is, are we together? Because this 2 must multiply everything inside the bracket, because everything inside the bracket is one thing, isn't it? So it means here we have 2 raised to power 4x plus 6, isn't it? So if you have the same base, it means powers are equal, isn't it? If you have the same base, it means powers are equal. So it means 3y is equals to 4x plus 6, because the base is the same. So the powers must be equal, isn't it? So that is equation number 2. So equation number 2, we found 3y is equals to 4x plus 6. So you now use these two equations to solve for y and x, isn't it? You use those two equations to solve for y and you can use any method. So the first equation here we have y is equals to 16x. Then equation 2, you can use equation 1, you can substitute in equation 2, isn't it? Meaning where there is y, you put equation 2, we have 3y is equals to 4x plus 6. Those are the two equations we found, isn't it? So we can use substitution method, is easier. Where there is y, you put 16x, isn't it? You substitute equation 1 into 2, isn't it? So we have 3 times the value of y. Y is the same as 16x to be equals to 4x plus 6. So we've substituted equation 1 into 2, meaning where there is y, we've placed the value of y, which is 16x. Meaning 16x we put where y is, isn't it? Are we together? So from there, 3 times 16, you get 48x to be equals to 4x plus 6. 4x coming this side is minus, isn't it? 48 minus 4, 44x is equals to 6. So what is x? So that implies x is equals to, you divide both sides by 45, isn't it? 3 over 22. So x is 3 over 22. Are we together? So after getting x, you get y. What is y? Y is 16x. This implies that y is what? Is 16 times the value of x, meaning 16 times 3 over 22, isn't it? 16 times the value of x, but x you found to be 3 over 22. So 16 times 3 over 22 you have? 20? 28? 48 over 22. So you can simplify that as 24 over 11.
Yes.
24 over 11. So you solve for both value of y and x. Meaning the first case, you use laws of logarithm to form an equation in form of x and y, isn't it? The second simultaneous equation there, you use the laws of indices, isn't it? Then you use these two equations to get the value of x and y, either with any appropriate method, whether it's elimination, substitution, matrix, any appropriate method. Okay? Good.